Putang ina mo! Putang ina mo!
What's up YouTube? It's your boy Dashing Kevs bringing you our round 1 of the playoffs of the PML Draft League. I am the coach of the Duterte Durants, and this week we will be rematching Wendell from our week 9 game. Playoffs in our division is challenging for me as 2 of the 3 other players were my last 2 games of the season, and I feel like the strength of my team relies on the creative sets I bring. Wendell is probably the only player that had me beat in a way that there was nothing I could do to win but through the game. My 2 losses were both winnable and I just made some obvious bad plays. So our team consists of Megasapalai, Blaziken, Azumarill, Porygon 2, Quillfish, Dugtrio, Gligar, Volbeat, Stunfisk, Passimian. Wendell's team consists of Mega Altaria, Gyarados, Sylveon, Slurpuff, Sigilyph, Audino, Nidoqueen, Malamar, Typhlosion, Manectric. He may bring the same mons as last time since I am bringing more or less the same sets. If I was him, I'd probably bench the Typhlosion as it doesn't have a good matchup versus my team, and also bring Audino instead. Audino can really do work against my team, and it's such a good mon, but I don't know why he isn't using it much this season. Looking at team preview, he brought the same mons but trading Sigilyph for Malamar. It's interesting, but we'll see if it pays off for him. Let's check out the game and see how it went. So I lead off with my Gligar as he leads off with Manectric, and immediately pulls a switcheroo on me, which is something I did not expect, giving me the choice specs and taking away my Eviolite. So that was a brilliant play on his part. I went for Stealth Rocks here, and since he was able to outspeed with the switcheroo, that means I am already locked to Stealth Rocks at this point. So knowing I can't really do anything, he switches to Nidoqueen as I switch to Stunfisk. I'm not sure why he did that. He probably didn't have HP Ice on his mon, because otherwise you could have just HP Ice, which would be the safe play, and then just Volt Switch next turn, since I didn't really have any mon that would outspeed. And seeing as my obvious play was to switch out to the Stunfisk, that would bring us down to, I don't know, about half or more than half, I guess. If I brought out Blaziken to take the potential HP Ice, it would have done about 30-ish%, I would guess, and then, or not really 30, but maybe 20-ish, 20 to 30, and then the follow-up Volt Switch would put me down to a very low HP at that point. So, and he could just probably, you know, Sucker Punch with Malamar. I'm not sure if it gets Sucker Punch, but I think it should. Anyway, we go into Stunfisk. Nidoqueen goes for Rocks. We go for the Earth Power, take out most of its health. Get some Black Sludge. Goes for her own Earth Power. We take some damage and we get the KO with our own Earth Power. Brings out Malamar. I go for the Endure play just to see what it wants to do. He sets up a sub, gets some HP back. Very good play on his part. Not wanting this to stick around, I go for another Discharge here. And because of the Custap Berry, we're able to get another Discharge, so that's good. We take another Superpower. At least at this point, we're able to get the static off, and the Malamar is now paralyzed. At this point, I sent out Azu, but I didn't really thought of it at this point, but the best play would have been to send out Blaziken. I think Blaziken would have killed the Malamar at this point. Or actually, I didn't really do the calcs, but when I did it after the game, I knew that Malamar had like almost no attack investment. So the Blaziken would have lived, let's say, a +2 superpower. I go for an SD, get a speed boost, and then we basically sweep at that point. Nothing he could do to stop that, especially if the Gyarados is not intimidated there's even less he could do at that point. But not knowing this, I go for Azu. So let's see how that went. I go for a liquidation here. Unfortunately, we get the defense drop, which will make it a defense boost due to the contrary. He goes for the knockoff, and this basically tells me that that is the best move he has to deal damage to us. Takes out our Citrus Berry. I'm fine with that. Get some HP back. We're able to go for the liquidation again and get the kill. He goes for the Gyarados, confirming that he is not the Intimidate variant. I go ahead and make a switch to our Volbeat just to make sure this doesn't set up on us. He goes for the Waterfall, takes off a lot of damage, but we are lefty, so he's not going to be able to kill us with Waterfall. We could potentially stall this out until he has no more Waterfalls left, in a way, and that would really suck for him. So we're actually both lefties, so that's interesting. I go for another ruse, he switches out to the Manectric. I go for the U-turn as he goes for the Flamethrower, wanting to get momentum. Now, because of that U-turn damage, if I went for the Earthquake on the first turn with Gligar, that U-turn would have already killed at that point. So he may have played that differently, but you will see here that the rocks may have paid its own weight when it comes to the game as we move forward. I bring out Blaziken here, knowing I can survive any move it does because it is not a boosting move. It's already Eviolite due to the switcheroo earlier in the game. And his only chance here is to paralyze us. He goes for the Discharge, gets the paralysis, which sucks for us. At this point, I just thought, are we gonna lose the game due to hacks? Because that would really suck for us. I go for the SD, thinking I could sweep at this point, but due to that, Blaziken loses all its value, and we are gonna just sack it off to the Manectric. At this point, I bring out Volbeat, knowing that it could survive rocks. I go for the Rain Dance just to give us a chance at bringing it back. And we sent out Lord Quill. Now, Quillfish is the one that really made the play that won us last game versus Wendell. So, the old saying that when one god dies, another god rises. So, we put all our bets in Lord Quill at this game. Hopefully we can win. We go for the Waterfall. He does not switch. We're able to take out the Manectric. He goes for Gyarados, takes some rocks damage. We go for the Z move. And we're able to get the KO. Amazing Quillfish. Just amazing. He goes for the Slurpuff here. We go for the Poison Jab. We get the crit. The crit would matter depending on the... We would have a chance to OHKO after rocks, but it would depend on the set. If he had like really no bulk, if he had bulk, then the crit definitely mattered. However, I don't think his Slurpuff would have anything to OHKO us at that range. Definitely not a Z move from, let's say, Z Play Rough or Z Drain Punch, which are the common moves. If he had Z Return, that could kill, definitely. But at that point, if he killed with the Z Play Rough or the Z Return, Azu just comes in and Aqua Jets everyone. So he brings out Typhlosion. We're able to get the kill with a Waterfall again, and that's gonna be GG. It's dashing. So a few pointers within the game. So amazing play with the switcheroo. I almost was tilted at that point because Gligar was supposed to check a lot of his things, and it basically made it useless by taking out the Eviolite and making it Choice Lock. So amazing prep by Wendell for that. In my case, he said that he wanted to make he needed to change something because the team he had in the last game had really no shot at beating me. So I would have thought that he would go for the, what do you call this? He would go for the Intimidate Gyarados because, you know, Volbeat is such a hard counter to Moxie one, because as soon as he Dragon Dances, we encore that and it's basically setup fodder. He will be forced to switch, and when he switches, he will continue to take rocks damage, which is something you don't really want to do from your main sweeper. So if he played that with Intimidate, he may had some options there. He told me that he should have um, went for tried to stall out the rain. So stalling out the rain would be tricky. Fortunately for him, I don't have the what do you call this? I don't really have what do you call this? Sorry, I don't have the damp rock on the Volbeat, so the rain would be just 5 turns. So when I tried to check it, I go for waterfall turn 1. If you swap to the Gyarados, then he takes the waterfall and probably a poison jab, or I may have gone for the Z move at that point. If he tried switching out, whoever takes the Z move dies immediately, and then he could send out the Gyarados again, and at that point it would just die to another poison jab because he takes rocks twice. So he was already at 68%. That time he would take another 25, and he may be or may not be within poison jab range, but at this range our Quillfish would live an adamant max attack earthquake. So I don't really think that there was something he could do there. Maybe he could do something if it was the Intimidate variant, but luckily for us it wasn't, and we were able to win this game 3-0, but it's definitely closer than what it appears, just like the last game. One turn made the difference basically. So that will be it for our round 1. I'll see you in round 2 of the playoffs. Like, comment, and subscribe, and it's going to be GG, it's Dashi. Thank you for watching.